Shabbos Nachamu. The whole idea is in the Chama that we say Nachamu, Nachamu Ami is basically for the two Batei Mikdashes. As we know that the 15th of Av is greater than any Yom Tiv. Why would it be greater than 210 years in Mitzrayim? And now we have Pesach. That was also a great descent. They were slaves. In this Golus, we are not slaves at all. Thank God for that. But there were 210,000 years in Golus Mitzrayim. The idea is because that was before Matan Torah. That was before Hashem told the Jews that you are a kingdom of priests. So we were elevated to the highest level, and we caused the Beis HaMikdash to be destroyed, the first Beis HaMikdash and the second Beis HaMikdash. And that's why it says, Mikdash Adonai Keinu Yadecha. Some people say it's the first Beis HaMikdash and the second Beis HaMikdash, until Hashem Yimlech Le'olam Vad goes on the third Beis HaMikdash, which will be lasting forever. And that's why Chamisha Asar B'Av is a great Yom Tiv. That we have the elevation of a level of the Geulah Asida. Because Chamisha Asar B'Av is connected to Yud Kei, and when Mashiach comes, Vav Kei, the Midas will be in the same level as Yud Kei. So that means Vav Kei will be Yud Kei, so it will be Yud Kei, 15th of Av, which that shows an everlasting revelation. And the reason for that is because it's a level of higher than Seder Shtalshalos. Yud Kei is Abba V'Ima, Chachma and Bina, which lasts forever. The Loi Mispash, and they don't separate at all. Midas already go down. And since in the time of Golus, the Midas, the attributes get from Chachma and Bina, that's why there can be a separation. That's why there can be a Churban. But once Malchus becomes Chachma and Bina, it's an everlasting thing. And that's what Moshe Rabbeinu wanted. Moshe Rabbeinu asked for a gift from God. And he wanted to see Eretz Yisrael. Seeing is above understanding. Seeing is above rationalization. Seeing is truth. When you see something, it will stay forever by you. If you hear something, it will not necessarily stay by you forever. If you hear something, you can disagree. Because two witnesses can say different things. You saw differently. We are blind to godliness, and that's why we tap on to see what is godliness. And everyone can say what is godliness in different aspects. We don't see real godliness. Seeing, you can see differently. You see from a different angle. You see from a different perspective. Or you're hearing. Seeing, you actually see it. Hearing, you can always hear from different people, different stories. But seeing, you saw the act. And that's why it stays forever. That's why a dayan cannot see. Because a dayan, a judge, must give his judgment correctly. But if he saw it, he cannot actually hear the case. Because he saw it happening and he cannot find the merit for the person. But Eidim can tell him, and therefore he can find the reason why he did it, and maybe he's saved. He goes out good. So Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to instill an everlasting Geulah. He wanted to bring them in. Yeshua is only a receiver from Moshe. And therefore a receiver, sometimes he receives, sometimes he doesn't receive. There could be a churban, a galus afterwards, and that's what happened with Yeshua. Moshe Rabbeinu wanted still a re'iyah on Elikus. He wanted everyone to see godliness. Moshe was like the sun. The sun shines forever. The moon, sometimes it shines, sometimes it doesn't shine. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's bigger. There's differences. It's like hearing, you hear different things. Seeing, that's what he wanted. And that's why he wanted to bring in. Now when you see, it's above everything. Above rationalization, above anything. And that's the idea he wanted a matnas chinam. Noisechein, that he wanted to find favor in God's eyes. That's what he asked for, matnas chinam. A matnas chinam, and that is a level of God which is higher than Seder Shtalshlus, higher than the descent of any levels. Once it descends godliness, it comes into matters of punishment, non-punishment. But once you get, well, when you're higher than Seder Shtalshlus, it says no matter what you do has no effect. That means a person should not come and say, I'm this, I'm that. God will say, you're not this and you're not that. Because you weren't complete. But when you come to a higher level, whatever we do does not affect. If we sin, if we do mitzvahs, has no effect. Has no effect. That's on a level which is higher than anything. And that's why Moshe Rabbeinu said, if I find favor in your eyes, v'niflinu ani v'amcha. That the Jewish people should be above and get this level of higher than Seder Shtalshlus. And when Yud K and Vav K connect, that's a davar nitzchi, an everlasting thing. And that's why Yeshaya is brought down in Sefer Yeshaya. Oyel ba Yitzon, the Yisedois of Baal Yisa, or something like that. That when it comes to third base of Mikdash, nothing will be able to destroy it. Because it's a unification of Hashem. V'haya Hashem lemelech hakol haaretz b'yom hahu yihiyeh. Yihi Yeh shows on the Vav K becomes Yud K. And then there's no interruption. And that is connected also with the Tav Kuf Tes Vav Tfilos, 515 Tfilos. 515 Tfilos represent a very high level, 500. That is the 5 attributes of kindness times 10, times 10, times 10. It's 500. And 15 is Yud K. And that it connects. The Tav Kuf Tes Vav connects. It becomes an everlasting thing. And when you have a Matnas Chinam, so therefore that is like Torah, which Torah comes down without any interruption. Torah is forever. So by learning Torah, you draw down from above. And Tefillah is also, like it says, Regel Yeshara. Yeshara is also, that's what Yecheskel saw in his Nevuah. Regel Yeshara. And that's the idea that we learn out, that you have to be mechaven, you have to keep your feet together when you daven Shemona Esrei. So that is connected to Tefillah, the Aveda Milmata L'mayla. So we see how great Nachamu, Peshavas Nachamu is, and Tezvav Menachem of. So a person should not be nisyayish. He should never give up. Because Chamisha Asubav is connected to the Geulah Amitis V'Ashleima. Nachmu, Nachmu Ami, because every doubled words represents the Geulah. Like Menatz Pach, there are 5 letters which are all doubled. So they represent Geulah, so no one should give up. Because even though there was a Churban, even though there was a descent of Atem Tiyulim Amleches Koinim V'Goy Kaddish, don't give up. Because we could always merit the Geulah Amitis V'Ashleima. And then everyone will wake up. All the Rabbeim, all the Chasidim, all the Tmimim, and Yesharim, every great-grandfather, father, brothers, sisters, siblings, everyone will get up and will come towards the Geulah Amitis V'Ashleima, and then it will be Prazis Teishav Yerushalayim. It will be an everlasting edifice. The Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi, it should be taken from Yad Mamash now. Long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe King Mashiach forever and ever. Long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe King Mashiach forever and ever. Long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe King Mashiach forever and ever.